We're here at the LG stand at CES 2016 and I'm joined by Andy Mackay, Chief Operating Officer of LG in the UK, to talk about their new products and all things LG. So Andy, to kick off, how has 2015 been for you?
Really exciting. We've had a great year. If I can jump to this year is going to be fantastic because of course we've got a whole world of entertainment with things like the Olympics and the European Championship, of course, back home. But 2015 really has allowed us to grow steadily as a brand in nearly all geographies across the global market. And we're set here now with probably our best ever showcase for home entertainment here at CES.
If I look around the stand, it's all OLED really, it's very much OLED. In terms of OLED's performance in 2015, how were they in terms of sales, in terms of screen sizes? What was most popular for LG?
Yeah. Well, you've got to remember, it's just 3 years ago that we showed for the first time OLED TV. One screen, one size, 55-inch product. But today here we've got four new platforms of product with different sizes in each platform, curved and flat. So really we're moving from a pioneering product to a performance area of our business, really the bedrock of building our brand on a global scale.
There's been a big push for OLED. Last year we all saw the TV adverts running into Christmas. This year, as you mentioned, there's a lot of big events coming up. How are you going to promote OLED to the masses in 2016?
Well, this is key because I think here we've got a technology platform to show. But do remember, if you take United Kingdom, I know we're here in the middle of States, but if you go back 2 years, LG was just 4% of premium TV. This is TVs over £1,500 top end. And then last year, just 8%. Well, I can tell you in November, the latest figures, we were number one with nearly 40% of all premium TVs. So OLED is right in that place now where it's the TV of choice. You know, it's moved from really the darling of the media, presented as, perfect black, perfect colour, to a product people are now buying in numbers, and it's here and now.
So you think it's actually reached that tipping point in terms of mass market acceptance?
Well, I think we're approaching it because, again, to remind, we had just one product in one size to a product, whether you're looking for curved or flat, or products of different size, or even different design of OLED products. We've got it here for you at CES.
Obviously, LG have been the predominant supporter of OLED. You've invested a lot of money in terms of both the technology and in production. Are you comfortable being the dominant player? Would you prefer to see some other competition in the marketplace?
Well, look, there's no doubt OLED will become a technology which is adopted and developed in the years ahead. But look, that's why it's so important in this period that we stamp our position as the pioneers and the original OLED TV brand. That can build our brand, and it certainly, while we do it, will remain almost the definitive choice for picture-perfect TV technology.
I mean, there will be, presumably, or already is, some competition from Panasonic. I'm sure there'll be other OLED TVs announced over the coming months. What do you think gives your OLED TVs the edge over the competition?
Well, I think it's fair. You say competition, you even, with respect, name Panasonic. You must remember that's a partnership in some senses because it's an OLED screen supplied by LG Electronics. But, of course, in any industry sector, you tend to have a pathfinder or a pioneering brand, and then adoption and a competitive position taking place. So we're a brand that's very proud of its patents in this area. We believe OLED is the definitive picture technology at the moment in the industry, and I think in that respect we actually welcome competition because with that there will be more awareness, but we're building the awareness ourselves, of course. We're advertising this technology very heavily and trying to keep it simple so people, when they're in choosing a product with floor colleagues, are getting this easy as ABCD, the angle of viewing, the black, the perfect black contrast, the colour and the design, ABCD. But of course this year ABCD H, because HDR as well. So we're adding this aspect to obviously the compatibility of the product. So it's a very exciting time for LG in this sense.
You mentioned promoting the product and getting consumer awareness out there. Do you want to talk a little bit about this planned Super Bowl advert with Ridley Scott?
Well, that's right. So not only is the technology relatively pioneering, but we have worked with Ridley and Jake Scott. So in the middle, it's very American, in the middle of Super Bowl, we've got a special developed advertising campaign which breaks in the middle of the match, which will be presenting our OLED and what we're calling here our signature range of products, our icon range of product as TV technology. So somebody who's very associated with perfect filmmaking, who has become an ambassador for OLED technology and the contrast OLED technology can give you, is developing part of our marketing campaign.
Obviously, the Super Bowl, that's very much a US-centric event, but there's some very big events coming up in terms of...
in the UK as well now.
Well, that's true, actually, yeah. But obviously, we've got the European Championships coming up and the Olympics in the space of about 3 months.
Yes.
What have you got in terms of your plans to sort of address that, those events that have come up?
Yeah, well, this is very important because, you know, the industry and the history is littered with products that were genuinely innovative but built no awareness or traction on an awareness or sales level. OLED has that traction. I think this year we can take 2 very significant bites at the market. One, obviously, back in Europe is the European Championships in May, June. And the other one, of course, is the peak period. We know from the last peak period around Black Friday, we advertised OLED really strongly in the UK. And that, you know, has taken us from really a brand arriving in premium to a brand that can lead in premium. So this year I see those 2 very clear seasonalities linked around European Championship and the Olympics, and of course the traditional peak part of the market as well. So it's exciting times.
You mentioned premium TVs. In terms of premium TV sales, are you seeing a significant shift to larger screen sizes?
Well, definitely now. I mean, with OLED, we have not only a premium position, but these are definitive large screen TVs. You know, we're showing here today 55-inch, 65-inch and 77-inch, and a range of designs. But there is definitely this shift now to just, 5-10 years ago when 32-inch was almost, well, it was classified as large screen TV, to now really the strong velocity heartland being at even 42, 47-inch, and of course these sizes on these very pioneering products we're showing here.
You mentioned future-proofing, and of course yesterday the UHD Alliance announced their premium UHD TV certification.
Yes.
In terms of that certification program, which of your TVs will meet those future-proof requirements?
Yes, well, LG, it will be certified very strongly across all of that range with our UHD products. We've got a number of other major partnerships we've announced here at CES, linked with Dolby, on Dolby Vision, and in that sense, you know, there is definitely 2 streams of product in the market in UHD, products that fully meet all UHD standards, which, you know, LG and other brands sit in, and of course a more OEM end of the market as well, perhaps, yeah.
A few years ago everyone was talking about 3D, of course now it's UHD. Are you surprised at how successful UHD has been in the marketplace?
Well, I think if we're being fair, 3D, which of course was a theme 4 years ago here at CES, was more of a feature, and some would say even a novelty feature, whereas, let's be fair, the definitive perspective on a TV was always the picture. The emergence of Full HD, the emergence of 4K TV, and we believe OLED is the latest chapter in picture quality, which after all is the main battleground of choosing a TV product.
Andy, in terms of pricing, how do you see OLED pricing developing over the coming year in terms of, you know, reaching mass market appeal in terms of pricing?
Now, OLED is a premium TV technology, but if you take the position when we first showcased this single screen I was talking about, the product was originally pioneered and shown at nearly £10,000 3 to 4 years ago. Now there are products selling at around the £1,500 mark, obviously then with 4K as a premium over and above that. So this technology is gradually becoming more expansive and available to a larger viewing audience. I think also, you know, the other thing OLED TV is doing is it's taking a lot of replacement people from the previous pioneering technologies like plasma and other areas, and they're buying into OLED as the technology becomes more sophisticated and more accessible, perhaps, yeah.
As you mentioned earlier, it's an exciting year. For you personally, what are you most looking forward to in 2016?
Well, I think you've got to remember with what we've got here at CES, we've got a show which, from what I can see as it opens, has a lot of very exciting things like drone technology and smart connected home, yet again, a big theme, artificial intelligence. But here, what I like about CES is whether it's our appliances and our new signature range, because we've got some very strong icon products there, or whether it's real consumer electronics for the living room, such as these OLED TVs, is products that we're ready to launch now, blending with a lot of what I would call emerging technologies, which will gradually adopt in the years ahead. So what I like is there's a lot of here and now here at the show, but there's also a lot of exciting things for the future, all blended together. So I think we've got to look very strongly as an industry to this year, because we're in that every 2-year period where we've got major events to get excited about, which tend to drive electronics footfall, like the Olympics and like, you know, in football terms in Europe, the European Championship. So I think we've got a lot to look forward to. But for the industry and the aficionados of new technology, it couldn't be more exciting than what we've got here today. It's our best and biggest ever showcase for LG, certainly.
Andy, thank you very much.
Thank you.